Why, hello, Mevo Valley. A lot has occurred over the past 2 weeks, and we are going to dive into all that in just a moment. But first, I need to apologize for my absence last week. Somehow, through no fault of my own, a bowl of cereal spilled on the broadcasting equipment just before my broadcast, and I couldn't boot the system. Fortunately, I had a couple bags of rice on hand, and I managed to rescue the equipment and return it back to full functioning order with no notable issues. Second, some of you might have noticed that I had a minor breakdown the week before last and was under the belief that my dead comrades had, in fact, never died and were still with me. I guess Chief Robertson found this alarming because he immediately shipped out a new microphone for the radio so I could speak to the local school counselor because she used to be a licensed psychiatrist. So we spoke for a few hours and concluded that my isolation so far from society for such an extended period has been weighing heavily upon my psyche. But something did come from that, though, because part of my therapy has been to chat with some of the locals so I don't feel so alienated and alone. So, coming up probably next week, I'm going to start having some interviews with some of the locals here. And in case the conversations didn't help, she also sent me a bottle of THC liquid gels to help me relax and de-stress. So we're going to go ahead and take the first one right now because speaking so openly and freely about all my issues and just laying them at your feet has been stressing me out already. Alright, so now that we've got my issues and problems out of the way, we're going to move on to some less stressful topics. We've got local election results. Right, before I continue, I should mention that last week I was supposed to announce the upcoming election to determine which group was going to take over the duties of reestablishing a government within Meeville City and helping rebuild society. But since I had the unavoidable fluid damage to the system last week, I wasn't able to read that announcement. So I'm going to go ahead and just read it out right now before we get into the results. To the citizens of Meeville Valley, in these uncertain times, our city's future is more important than ever, and the people should have a say in how we reshape, rebuild, and survive. You are all invited to cast a vote at the Meeville Valley High Gymnasium, which has been zombie-free since last Tuesday thanks to the combined efforts of local militia and police. First, we're going to introduce our new candidates. We have the New Dawn Pact, led by Elena Ramos. The New Dawn Pact is seeking a pragmatic approach to rebuilding. They're focused on strengthening Meeville City's defenses, building a sustainable food supply, and training new medical professionals. Ramos believes that survival means everyone has a place in the city and a role in the future. The New Dawn wants to bring a sense of unity and resilience, opening our gates to all healthy survivors who are ready to contribute. Secondly, we have the Undying Patriots. Under the rule of Chad Craven, the Undying Patriots are calling for real security measures. Their vision includes fortifying the city with a secure wall to keep both the undead and less desirable survivors. With a focus on loyalty and protection, Craven insists that keeping the city safe means making those tough choices about who belongs inside the walls. Chad is quoted as saying, "We are taking the city back, one street at a time." Then lastly, we have the Salvage Initiative, led by Milo Brooks. Brooks is a self-declared emperor of duct tape and a former YouTube personality. The Salvage Initiative proposes building an inclusive community that utilizes creative solutions to tackle everyday problems. Brooks' platform emphasizes mutual aid, laughter, and the belief that duct tape and teamwork can solve just about anything. He assures us that a vote for the Salvage Initiative is a vote for ingenuity and free dental. Alright, well, those are the groups currently vying for control of the city. I have a few opinions, but I think I'd like to remain a little neutral here. News should be neutral, right? Alright. Let's get into the... Oh, nope, sorry. I got one more sheet here with details on policies, so let's take a look at that real fast. Under the New Dawn, they have a policy for city farm networks to establish urban farms throughout Meeville City and ensure a reliable food supply for all residents. A unified medical training program to launch citywide health training with a focus on essential skills like first aid and zombie bite treatment. Skills Exchange Network to organize a citywide skill sharing program and train residents in essential survival skills from repairs to self-defense. And an energy resilience project to invest in alternative energy sources like solar and wind to restore power supplies. The Undying Patriots have a few policies here. We've got the Undead Protection Act, which makes it a crime to re-terminate the undead, granting life rights to the undead. Loyalty registration requires all residents to sign a loyalty pledge and wear ID badges to promote unity and security to help identify outsiders and rebels. The Public Order Patrols to deploy citizen patrols to monitor neighborhoods and report potential threats such as dissent. And the Clear Out policy to relocate unproductive citizens to outer sectors of the city to contribute more directly to defense efforts. Ooh, okay. I think I can read between the lines there. Sorry. Stay neutral here. Salvage Initiative wants a zombie composting program to turn zombies into fertilizer for city farms using natural recycling to support agriculture. The Duct Tape Defense Fund to provide supplies, mostly duct tape, for community-led defense projects encouraging DIY barricades and traps. The Community Potluck Protocol to promote regular gatherings to share resources, information, and rare edible treats. The Improv Repair Crews to create free agents repair teams that roam the city to fix whatever they can with scavenged materials and creativity. Alright, well, some of those policies are very aggressive and absurd. I feel like there's kind of a clear and obvious choice here that isn't insane or tyrannical, and I doubt I really need to check the results to know who won, but let's go get some numbers. What the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck? Alright, so we've got some numbers here. With 2% of the votes is the New Dawn. At 48%, Salvage Initiative. And with a 50% victory, the Undying Patriots. Ugh. Okay. I know I said I'd remain neutral here, but seriously, what the fuck? The group that wants to throw people outside the walls and give zombies protective rights just won? Okay, I'm no political science buff, but it seems like these things tend to snowball when a populist disruptor leverages polarizing rhetoric, is setting up a hyperbolic us versus them framework which strategically primes the populace for ideological isolation. They amplify narratives that dehumanize opposing groups, labeling them as fundamentally evil or traitors to the nation, creating a charged environment that makes it easier to consolidate control under the guise of protecting the real citizens. This type of rhetoric often bypasses traditional accountability structures because it fosters a sort of unilateral loyalty mandate. So as the focus shifts to protecting us from them, what starts as minor regulatory erosions and streamlined oversights can metastasize into autocratic structures with no checks or balances. Pretty soon there's a systemic restructuring where only a singular authority can enact solutions, and the public, now heavily primed by fear, is complicit. And before you know it, boom, you've got a centralized autocracy without any real democratic feedback loop. But that's just my amateur take on that. really hope these things kick in soon. I could use some of that relaxing mood right now. Anyway, as disappointed as I am, I feel I should move on. I've said my piece and I'm ready to continue. I did mention that I was going to hack the computer in the basement during my last broadcast, but due to unforeseeable serial related incidents, it's currently buried in a few bags of rice. On an unrelated note, I'm currently out of rice, so if they could send more, I'd appreciate it. I still have plenty of dry beans, but I don't have great ventilation. All right, on to announcements from the HOA. Attention, residents of Fiddler's Ridge. A friendly reminder that even in these trying times, the Homeowners Association requires that all lawns be kept neatly trimmed and free of debris. We understand that some residents may find it difficult to mow around the undead, but unsightly overgrowth and excessive zombie buildup simply do not reflect the high standards of our community. Consider enlisting a neighbor to help relocate zombies to designated containment zones before tackling your landscape duties. Let's all keep Fiddler's Ridge beautiful. Sincerely, Barbara Whitfield. You know, I did have a brief chance to talk to Barbara, so I'm going to see if I can try and get her on next week. I also had a chance to speak with a couple named Dan and Leah who are running a zombie book club out of the Meadville Public Library. They meet up every Sunday and want to invite everyone listening to join them in discussions on zombies and media, books, and survival. They also occasionally host little game nights just to keep things interesting and keep spirits up. It's really nice of them to utilize this universal issue to foster unity instead of division. They frequently have guest speakers, including authors, survivalists, and they claim to have a sentient zombie named Ollie who occasionally drops in to chat. It sounds kind of absurd. I don't even know if a sentient zombie is possible, but really, who am I to call bullshit on that? Well, I guess that's about everything I have for the day. I'm a little disappointed in this THC. I don't feel like it's really kicked in. I'm feeling very stressed at the moment, and hold on one sec. I don't know if the microphones are picking it up, but there's a squeaking. Well, where is that coming from? Oh, hey. There's a squirrel. Hey, little guy. What are you doing up here? How'd you get up here? Oh, you seem friendly. You want to come inside? Hold on. I'm going to open this window real fast, and maybe we can get an interview with the squirrel. Oh my god. There are like 100 squirrels outside. What are y'all doing here? Oh, you guys speak impeccable English. You're here for nuts? Sorry to say, I don't have any up here. All I have are like freeze-dried foods and a couple things in cans. You demand nuts? And if you don't get them, you're taking my nuts? I just said I don't have... Wait. Do you mean... my nuts? No. You can't have them. Nope. Oh god, I can't get the window closed. They're overpowered. Oh my god, help! Ah! They're after my nuts! Ah! No, get away! Cliff, please, send a military, please. They're after my nuts.